Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, barbecue heads of all ages, it is Sunday night. That means one thing and one thing alone. It is time for the Barbecue Chat Show. I am your host, Cowboy Kev. Our boy Mikey K from over at Fire and Smoke and Man Meat Barbecue will be joining us very shortly. Guys, happy 2023. Welcome. This is the first show of the year. Captain Ron, what's going on, buddy? Sunday Funday is absolutely it. We are back. It is time to go. We missed you the last couple weeks, guys, but we are here and we have questions. Send them to us. Whether you send them to us in the chat here or send them to us on a video, DM them, whatever you want to do, let us know. And here he is. It's Mikey. What's up, brother? What part of the house are we in tonight?
Oh, we're still in the office right now.
Never seen a window.
There's a window.
I thought you were like me in the basement, hiding.
There's a window.
Hiding.
No, I'm in the office. This is one of the few
Well, that's
chairs
good.
left.
Jay, what's up?
In the house.
Man himself. Yep.
So,
What's going on?
What's up, Polish Q? What's up, brother?
The house is.
There's no bar.
Oh no.
There is one. Hold on.
I need to send
find
you.
a lighter.
I need to order one of those fucked up candles that smells like something barbecuey, and that'll be the official.
This one's messed up. This candle sucks. Hold on.
So Brazil, what's going on?
I don't have one right now. We're running without one tonight.
We'll see how we
Sorry.
do. Could be a tragedy at this point. Well,
It could.
it's been a couple of weeks since we did this.
It has.
So, guys, we missed you.
Well, it was
my
Kev's
birthday.
Sir Kev
Yep.
had a birthday. He turned,
wow.
I think 54.
Ouch. I did not turn 54. Do I look like I'm that fucking old? Jesus.
I mean, you age well. You're like a fine age steak.
Dry age for 42 years.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, between Christmas and New Year's and thank you.
Yeah.
A lot
there was
of
a
shit
lot of
going on.
Lot of shit running
He's
around.
been on his truck hunt.
A lot of movement.
Thank you, Ron.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
yeah.
we are back.
Finally found a
Mikey
truck.
finally found another truck, one that doesn't go back to the dealer every 2 days. What you get for getting something other than a Ford. That's all I'm going to say. But it is what it is. So I figured for a topic tonight, for those of you who saw the post the other day, we talk about what we want to cook this year, what we want to do for events, what things are going on that we want to do. And maybe hear from some of the people, some of the things they want to do and events going on would be awesome.
Would be great.
So Mikey, I think, has...
I don't know if you saw this, but Blackstone just released a brand new pizza oven.
It's pretty neat looking.
Okay. That's an interesting little
yeah,
whatever.
We know no more in North Florida.
Interesting little thing. Come to Sarasota Egg Fest, no more North. Yeah, I think we're gonna be. I think I'm gonna be at the Tampa one.
I will probably be at whatever one Mike's at, just to save myself some money.
I think I'm gonna be at the Tampa one.
Yeah,
that does make your life easier. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be at the Tampa one.
Awesome.
into nice. Okay. Uh, um. So I think I'll be at the Tampa one. I think it's the end of April. Um. And then I'll be. I don't know if I'm going to be at any other Egg Fest. I am trying to put some classes together
Well,
this
and
year
there may be
in
an egg
Florida.
fest you may make it to.
There might be another one that I might make it to. I don't know
I'll
the date
send
on
it
that
to you.
one. Is that
Uh,
early or end of May?
actually, I think it's April. Yeah.
Fuck.
So that's the one I will be at. That's the one I'm trying to get his ass to. And now Trumpo's.
We'll see.
I just found out Trumpo's going to
Memphis and,
the New England Egg Fest.
oh shit. Okay.
So that should be a fun one.
I will not be in Memphis in May. Unfortunately, I'd love to, but I will not be there. Rod apparently will be
At
there.
Memphis in May, or at, I know he's going to be at the Chatfield one. Well, now it's calling. So he renamed it the New England Egg Fest
I love you.
because there really isn't any others. Massel. Hi, Ember. Hi.
Okay. Go hang out with mommy. I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
Yeah, I
You'll probably be
hope she's sleeping.
You'll
Mr.
probably be sleeping.
Grossman, what's up?
Mm-hmm. Okay, go watch your iPad.
But no, the New England one should be a pretty good showing. So I'll get you the date for sure. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head.
Ron, do you know it?
We're hanging in.
The weekend was okay.
Mikey's been packing.
Today had its. I've been packing. Today had its moments. Today was a rough one. So
Mike needed this tonight.
It's been a weird day. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
So you are definitely going. You definitely have the most going on of the year.
I don't know if I have the most going on of the year.
Okay.
That could not be true. Because I'll be broken like the next 3 weeks. I think I already am. Currently 50% unemployed.
Blinky.
What's up, Blinky? We will be traveling for the next 7 months, 6 months, 5 to 6, because at the end of July we'll be done. Maybe a little earlier. I don't know. It depends on how broke I get
and how the travels go.
But yeah, pretty much. But we will be moving to Jacksonville, Florida. If you guys follow the Fire and Smoke page, it's something we've been talking about for the last couple months. We've been telling people we're moving to Jacksonville, Florida. What we didn't tell people is that we were traveling because it's very difficult to explain that via a video and not have to answer 50 million questions. And I really didn't want to answer 50 million questions, although I then had to answer 50 million questions about Jacksonville. And everyone had to be like,
oh, it is May. Okay.
May 20th.
I thought it was April.
All
right.
That may or may not work. That's 2 days before my birthday also.
That's why you need to come. That would be fun.
I'll see what I can make happen.
That would be fun. You got to admit.
It would be fun, yes.
An egg fest and getting to hang out?
Sure, it'd be a good one. It'd be a good birthday. I'll have to talk to Amanda. She's the trip planner.
If not, I will have Firing at the Smoke stuff
we could
at
figure
the
out.
event. So
We'll try to figure something out. I'll try to see if we can make that work. We might be able to switch some stuff around instead of going to North Carolina first or to Carolinas first.
go
And
up
go
and then
maybe we'll go straight up
make your way down.
and then yeah, make our way down. What's the difference? I guess right. You gotta do it
Just
either way, right?
got to deal with with assholes like me if you come north.
So that's okay. So we'll be doing that. So that should be fun. We'll be posting stuff on Fire and Smoke. If you want to follow along, we'll be posting stuff on probably
You'll be
barbecue. I don't know.
posting stuff on barbecue
I
chat,
always forget about
right?
the damn account. We can post stuff on barbecue chat. Yeah. So I mean, there's gonna be a bunch of shit. Yeah. So that's kind of my thing. I'm bringing a big green egg.
There you
I'm bringing my
go.
Mini Max. I'm not bringing. Obviously, I'm not bringing the XL. So that'd be a little overkill. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be overkill, but it would just be fucking.
You wouldn't need to have
gigantic
gotten a
pain in the
toy
ass.
hauler, so then you could have just rolled it out onto the deck part.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we're gonna get a small little Blackstone. Not sure, but
Should get one of. I wouldn't necessarily say the master built one, but like one of the Uni pizza ovens or something, because those collapse pretty small.
yeah, that probably won't happen. They do, but they eat fuel like fucking crazy.
Well, no, I have not.
Unis? Have you ever cooked on one? Oh, I could make a page for the trip, but then that would be another fucking page.
You know what's going on.
Fucking run. Yeah, just way too much shit. I have enough social media
To deal
pages and enough social medias.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, you do.
to deal with. There's enough life there.
I'll do my best to keep everybody updated as well as I can from him.
Yeah.
Chat show.
Still doing the barbecue chat show. That's still gonna go on. Obviously, some days will be better than others, depending on where we're at. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I have Verizon, so Verizon has pretty good coverage. So I don't see us really being like. There might be some times where, signal may not be a thing. We're trying to figure that out. We're also trying to figure out how we're going to get internet in the camper right now, because I know that people, please don't send me messages and don't tell me that yes, there's internet, there's camper internet. I get it. Yeah, there is. Our fifth wheel is prepped, but doesn't have that because we bought a used fifth wheel to save money because they're fucking stupid expensive. But ours has the prepping in it, which basically means you have to put all the hardware into it, which is like $600 or $700.
Not counting having an account for it and all of that. Yeah.
Exactly. No. This is
Silverback,
like
what's
hardware,
up, bud?
which is like fucking insane. What's up, brother? It's just so like, and they're like, well, basically, it's like, they're like, you get all the equipment, and he's like, and then you go to your phone provider and you just get a SIM card. And I'm like, well, then what's the difference between just going there and fucking getting a hotspot?
Supposedly,
He's like,
because it's a more powerful antenna, you're supposed to do better. So, I'll just say it that way. But
listen, Tic Tac still hurts at 300 miles an hour. Sometimes it's not the size.
You should know. Dude, you couldn't have. Dude, that was like softballed up there for me. I had to swing.
Yeah. I mean, I walked into it. But yeah, it there's so much shit, and the crazy thing is like there's so much shit that you got to buy.
Well, you can't just bring all the same stuff you used at home. It doesn't fit.
No. Yeah.
Starlink,
We looked at like
Elon
whatever.
Musk's.
Yeah, we looked at that, but there's like a $600 setup fee
Oh yeah, none
also
of
with
them
that,
are going to be cheap.
and it's like but it's like $150 a month. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
that I want to spend $150
especially
a
when you
month.
already have the phone. In the end, turn the phone into a hotspot.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like Verizon will
Oh,
start
they'll start to
to,
throttle you. I know.
yeah, they'll start to throttle you like right around like, I think it's like
Yep.
15 gigs. But so the thing that we're trying to hack, which we'll see if we can get it or not, is if you go to, I guess T-Mobile has a home internet hotspot that is unlimited. And it's not, unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
not available in my area, as they like to say. But they say if you go into a T-Mobile store and you're like super cool, like you find the coolest person there and you
Yeah.
chat with them, they'll set it up
Okay.
under a different address for you where it is available. And everyone's like, yeah, you can just fucking drive around with that.
There you go.
Works. So we'll see. I also apparently I can get AT&T internet to my truck,
Yeah.
but it's 3G.
Well, no, it's not. It can't be 3G because 3G's gone. They shut off 3G. 3G's
That's what it said.
it might have been able to at one point, but 3G is shut down. It'd have to
Okay, so
be
maybe it's
LTE 4G.
4G or yeah,
Yeah,
4. Okay,
3G
so
is
maybe that's
shut
what
down because
that's what it would
that's
be.
what a lot of the companies are moving the 5G onto, is the spectrum that had
Okay,
the old 3G. Yeah.
the old 3G or
Yep.
okay.
So it's a
Well, whatever.
good.
So
Hey,
apparently I can get
hey,
that for free for
if you
3
did that,
months.
then you could, get a a Traeger and, be able to do it while you're on the road.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. Our first stop is Phoenix, Arizona. Um, I'm heading
Phoenix is
south
interesting. I've been there
quickly.
a couple times.
Uh, so my cousin lives in Phoenix. We're gonna go stay with her for a little bit. We're gonna go to the Grand Canyon. There's apparently a really badass waterfall there, and I guess there's a really cool kids museum. Uh, and and there's a really cool like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a wildlife
That's cool.
preserve out there. And my cousin is a news anchor, reporter, whatever out there. So she
Oh,
knows a bunch of like press
she's gonna
people.
try to get you
So
hooked
she's
up.
like, we can. She's like, well, she's like, I know. She knows the girl, like one of the girls that does the
Yeah,
wildlife place, like personally. And she's like, she's like, I'm friends with her. She's like, so I'll just call her. And she's like, we'll
awesome.
go. And I'm like, okay, so what? She's like, okay. I'm like, well, that's cool. And she's like, yeah. So she's like, we'll get backstage. She's like, we'll
That's
be able
cool
to
as shit.
feed the animals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, kid will love
Oh,
that. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Like, kid's gonna love that. So
So
it'll
I
be
have to
great.
ask. Hold on. I have to stop and ask the question that all of everybody that's watching is probably thinking. Are we going to make it a point to try to find barbecue places to stop at on the way?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Snow's and Valentina's. We will stop at some. Um, we'll stop at some. We won't. I probably won't. We're gonna be in Texas for like about a month.
Let me know where you're going because I might be able to get you some hookups there.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Mother-in-law and
We'll figure
father-in-law
it out.
live there. So
Okay. I got a bunch of friends that live in Texas.
Plus,
So we're gonna go see a
if
bunch of
Steelhouse
people.
comes on, you should talk to him and get his hookups.
Steelhouse doesn't know shit about Texas. He's from California.
He popped in for like a hot second.
I know.
I was waiting for for him to send the request so I could drop him in.
He called me a little bit ago. He called me like fucking 2 weeks ago, and then it just fucking. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pop up," and he's like, "Okay, I'll call you back." Never called me back. So yeah, so we'll be. Valentino's and Snows is on my list right now, and that's my list right now in Texas. And I want to go to.
Oh no, that'd be cool.
Place. I want to go to his store.
You're gonna go to your other Mecca, the Yeti store.
Thinking about it, yes. There's a fine.
By the way,
shop.
Mike doesn't have a Yeti problem
Definitely
at all. Neither do I.
I don't. I'm not drinking out of one tonight.
That's because it's probably packed already.
It's not. No, I just am fucking too lazy to go downstairs and grab one. Yeah, so we're gonna be in Texas for a little bit.
On your
Louisiana.
I was to say, if you come through Mississippi, you should hit the Shed.
I think we will. I don't know. I gotta see where the Shed is.
Because remember, he wanted us to come out not next weekend, but the weekend after was when Brad wanted us to come out.
Unfortunately, I will.
For his SCA.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be there.
Blinky, here's what I will tell you about Franklin's, and I will.
Why would I need to go? Why would I ever need to go pick up Franklin's?
Here's what I will tell you about Franklin's. I will be honest. I've eaten at a lot of fucking barbecue places. As far as brisket goes, as of this moment, his really is that good. His brisket really is that good.
Well, I'll go eat there. I might go, but I'm not going to pick up.
Yeah, the Shed has an SCA the 19th, 20th. They've actually got a huge SCA.
But gonna try to pick up some retailers. We'll see how that goes. Trying to pick up some shoots along the way. I got a couple in Texas planned out. Hard thing is, like, I don't have locations, so I gotta really
nail that stuff down.
Work with the
Well,
I gotta work with the people there.
Yeah,
it's like I'm traveling. I don't have anywhere I don't have a studio to go to take you into and shoot. So so we'll see how that works. We I don't know.
Nice.
Got a bunch of shit going on. Got to be with the kid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Get to homeschool her while you're at it.
Crazy. Yeah.
Mike's gonna learn how much he doesn't know.
I don't know how much homeschooling there's gonna really be, to be honest.
Hey, you're going to Florida, so I mean, she's still gonna be smarter than half of them.
Yeah, that's fine. She's in kindergarten. Like, teach her 2 things a day, and you're good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, she's getting a bigger experience than any of these kids are ever going to get anyway.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Right? I mean,
absolutely.
So that's the way I see it. How the fuck did you not know there was a window?
I assume there was, but I've only ever seen the wall where you had all the stuff hanging.
There's nothing hanging anymore. Except for my hats. My hats are still.
I got some of mine right here. And I got my other ones up there. Some of my other ones.
I got 4 million. Um, yeah,
No, that's
I'm close to that.
that's one section of them. The other one's up in the closet.
So,
I like hats.
gotta figure that shit out. Yeah, so do I. Wear one every
Except
day. So
for
do I.
today.
Yeah. I had to be. I figured wearing a
Considering
hat
you have
to
your
like
like
a
Professor
funeral wasn't a good.
tweed jacket on with like your elbow pads.
Why you gotta hate on my sweater? Why you gotta hate on it? This is one of my favorite sweaters. It's a penguin sweater that I got from the penguin
I don't know
store.
what the Penguins store is.
There's a funny story about it. It's
Oh,
it's a clothing brand called Penguin, and I was I was at their Chicago location, and I was like, I really like the sweater, and then I looked at the price tag, and I was like, I like the sweater, I just don't like it for $185. And they were like, well, like, we're doing a sale right now, and it's 30% off. I'm like, that's still not that much off.
yeah.
$185. And they're like, the guy's like, well, he's like, let me just see something. And he scanned it. He's like, this sweater's only $35. He's like, it's been on sale for so long. He's like, we're trying to get it out of the store. I'm like, I'm buying it. Done. Like,
That wins for comment of the night so far.
do you follow that? Do you follow that one chef on TikTok that does like
Yeah,
he like
1 out of
reviews
10. I
people's
would
cooking?
fucking eat. I'd kill my wife, my
Yeah,
mother to eat this.
yeah, yeah. I would do that,
Yeah,
or
the
this is fucking
egg one.
garbage.
The,
Like somebody did. Did you see the car? Yeah, with the egg.
yeah.
Why the
Why
fuck
the
is the egg in
fuck
the
is
middle? Why
what the
why is
fuck is with
the
the
egg?
egg? Why is there an egg? Still don't
Why
know
is there an
why there's an
egg?
egg.
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying
Yeah,
to figure out why there was an egg. Like, it doesn't do anything for the popcorn. It doesn't like
yeah.
change anything, and you also burnt the caramel, so it's gonna be disgusting. Like, I don't know.
Food TikToks are pretty fucking insane because they Instagram ones tend to be more better stuff. Where like TikTok, it's like, hey, I made this, and it is absolute fucking garbage. To like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. Like the chocolate guy that he reviews all the time. That like,
Oh,
I
Jesus
mean,
Christ!
that guy's like like the guy should be an engineer, a mechanical engineer, and actually build things for what he can do with chocolate.
Dude, some of the stuff that he makes, and then he like breaks it
Yeah,
open. I'm like, fuck, dude.
that's why I say the guy really needs to be a real engineer and just make shit. Yeah.
Dude's a rock star. Yeah, ridiculous. Here's the question.
Yes.
Do you have HBO Max? Have you watched
No,
The
I have
Menu
not.
yet? You need to go watch
All
The
right.
Menu. I have I have not watched a movie like that in a very 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 long time. To the point where like it was like an hour and a half movie. At no point during that hour and a half did I check my phone. At no point did I touch my phone. Like I was 100% engaged.
Well, I'll have to check that one out.
And I have really bad ADD.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
There's a
You know
reason
what I mean? Like,
it's another reason we're
so for
friends.
somebody who was like, it's called the Menu, Blinky. It is a
I need
restaurant
beer, so
movie.
keep talking
It is
about
a
it.
horror. It's a restaurant horror foodie, and comedy movie all wrapped up into one.
That's interesting.
And if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, there's definitely some funny parts that other people may not find funny. But it's fun.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But there's some like cool, really cool parts, and then there's some like, whoa, that's fucked up.
Or, oh,
But
yeah, that's fucked.
The whole movie's like really,
Awesome.
really good. Yeah, kind of. But like the whole movie
Nice.
is like really, really good. There's some decent actors in it. No one that's like
Yeah.
super high end actor wise.
Well, that's because they're all afraid
But,
of
like,
getting fucking fired
there's
by Discovery Warner Brothers right now.
Dude, there's just so much like I feel like it's become so crazy. With like, I mean, it's almost like there's no
Well,
more
because
real movies.
they've
Like,
movie theater.
theaters are going
Theaters are
to
not
die.
going to. They are dead. Theater, unfortunately, until more theaters adapt to becoming more than just go in, get a bag of popcorn, and watch a movie. They're not. They're done. They need to.
Well, are you talking like theaters that want you to like buy dinner there and all that stuff? Or are you saying like you
I don't know if
that's
it'll
gonna
save them, but it needs to be more than just popcorn. It needs to be having other kinds of events, like using the screen, like have a video game day where like you get to use the big, you could do a tournament and like everybody gets a corner of the screen, different things.
Yeah, but the problem is that then you have to be your projector has to be able to do
But
that.
a lot of them are at digital projectors now.
A lot of them are, but
Some aren't.
some
No,
aren't.
I agree. Some aren't.
And that's the problem.
But also things like alcohol. I'll tell you, the best movie theater I ever went to, it's going to sound fucking wacky, was when we were in India.
It was a strip club. Oh, sorry.
We were in India, and it was fucking raining out one day, and we're like, fuck it, let's go. We'll go to the movie. Watched Casino Royale, the James Bond movie. Every seat was a power recliner, power everything. You had a little table. You had your own little special light. You had a fucking remote, and you could fucking order food and everything right from it. And a guy would bring it to you.
Yeah.
And then never in a movie have I ever had an intermission where you could go and take a piss. I was like,
that's always
this is fucking great. The seats were the best seats I've ever had. Like I said, all power, crazy, giant recliners. It was amazing.
I know a lot of like theaters around here have gotten the power crazy recliners. They've moved into that stuff. They have some food. They don't do the break.
And I get it, the break in theory.
And India probably does the break because if you ever watch like
Dollywood
any,
movies,
Indian, like action films,
or Bollywood, I mean,
like fucking 6 hours long. Yeah, they're like 6 hours.
But it was just cool, like,
and you're just like this movie's still fucking going.
But like doing shit like that, bringing in other kinds of events to put on the screen, like as stupid as it sounds, WWE, like WrestleMania, like have a fucking WrestleMania on the giant screen and have beer and food there, things like that. But in an overall sense, no, they're dead. You know what I mean? Unless you're gonna rent one out for like an event. Like I mean, I will say I had gotten onto that show. like rent one to show the show the opening night of the show. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's hard. But theaters are dying. Like you said, I mean, theaters are dying. They're going away, and it's crazy just to see like Netflix and like you get Netflix, Disney Plus, and uh, Prime,
Paramount
fucking
and Hulu
and it's like
Peacock and
yeah, but it's like this is like a a Hulu exclusive, or this is like the HBO Max exclusive, like the menu. It's not any it's not on any other streaming services, but fucking it's so crazy because there's still millions of people talking about it, and it's just fucking insane how like it's a high end. Like they don't have super high end actors on it yet, but I mean
it's moving that way.
It's moving that way. More and more people are going that way. I mean, look at Adam Sandler. He signed a fucking $25 million deal with fucking Netflix, and he has to produce like 3 movies for that. Okay, cool. Great.
But and that goes. We can take that back to food. I mean, look at how many restaurants didn't survive the pandemic, but look at the ones that did, that adapted, that
like Olive Garden.
You know what? You say that though. So like the Bertucci's, there's a Bertucci's in our town. They started doing a bunch of ghost kitchen. That's where you could get Beast Burger and you could get those kind of things. Like
yeah,
and that's
so a buddy of mine runs Buca de Peppos. And they also did. I know they're a little bit more of a chain, and they're more corporate. But he said that they started with Beast Burger and all that stuff. And he said like the crazy thing is because they were one of the early adapters for Beast Burger and being a ghost kitchen. He's like we had to turn the fucking thing off.
Well, that kid Knox, what's up, buddy? I mean, fucking
what's up, brother?
Mr. Beast, the following and the people that are obsessed with him.
Well, you know what he did before he launched
Beast Burger, right? Mr. Beast Burger is a joke compared to everything else he does.
No, I know, but before he launched it, you know what he did? He made a video, obviously, because that's what he does. Creates the videos. But like it was him and his friends running a fast food restaurant, right? Or just doing the drive-thru. And at one point, they weren't able to keep up with the orders. So they were just throwing like $100 bills into bags and just sending them out the window. So people weren't getting a burger.
Yeah.
They were getting $400. You know what I mean? So like, dude, a lot of people's kids love his shit. That's why he makes millions of dollars. He's also like kind of a weirdo, but the shit that he talks about, like he's like, I was listening to one of his interviews, and he's like, the way that he kind of like got up to where he was is he was like, he had like a group of like YouTubers that he was working with, and he's like every like Tuesday at 10, he's like, we'd have a conference call. He's like every Tuesday and Thursday at 10, we'd have a conference call and talk about what's working for this week's, or like what's working, what's not, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, the thing that helped is the fact that it was 10 to 15 people. He's like you're learning 10 to 15 channels of what's working and what's not. Instead of just being like, oh, it's my channel or whatever. And just let's throw it at the wall.
No, who's got, if you ever watch Veritasium, he's got a cool video. He's very science-y stuff, but he's, where he talks about like changing thumbnails and changing titles and how much, and he had graphs and everything, how much that changes. Same thing, Gary Vee talks about it. And And it's one of those things with
Yeah.
us posting, and for those that aren't following it, we are on YouTube. This show will be on YouTube. Is
Most nudes though.
just Mikey. But
People somehow.
but just watching those kind of things and seeing the differences, and it's definitely
Yep.
crazy to see what those guys have done by, I mean,
No, yeah.
by
Yeah.
making videos.
The funny thing is, like, Mr. Beast was asked, they were like, do you still like kind of try to figure out like thumbnails? And he's like, I kind of have those
Down.
like
Yeah.
figured out. Yeah, and he's like same thing with like video, like video names and like time, like optimum time, like
Yeah.
optimal times of posting and stuff like that. He's like, we kind of
Yeah.
have that figured out, and like
Yeah.
I can believe that. You know what I mean? He totally has that figured out.
No, I
you
have
tried
not.
this chocolate bar? Oh, jeez.
No. Don't confuse
Christ.
us, but I am that good. Yeah.
Hey, Trace, what's going on? Thunderbird's here.
I mean, I
Quan.
can't quite turn tofu into brisket yet, but I'm getting there, I promise.
Hey, as long as you can do that when it's already inside the vegan's mouth, I'm down.
Bro. Talk about a super.
Here's my question. Though. Here's my question. Why is it that vegans are so against
what
meat,
everything meat flavor,
right? But they want everything to taste fucking
Or
like
look
meat.
like it.
Can
easy.
someone
One
please explain that to me?
Hypocrisy.
No, I have
What
to
else
say,
is
I
it?
like the old lady that makes the tofucking. Have you seen that video?
No, but any vegan who has a sense
Yeah.
of humor is like full. We are
That's a
good.
unicorn.
We're good. That is a unicorn.
This old lady, she's like, I'm gonna make a tofucking. She's like, I'm gonna put tofu in the, I don't know what the fuck.
But she swears.
But the
She
shit
swears.
she
She's
says,
like
she's like,
swearing and saying shit, and it's like in that grandmotherly like voice and delivery, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's what I love the most
Yeah,
about
like,
my
I'm
grandma.
gonna-
She's actually
I'm gonna make
she's chill enough to be like, we're like twins, right? And she's from St. Louis. Like, she was married when she was 14. And I know what you're thinking, but no, she's not Mexican. She's the white trash side. And the Mexican side's the other one. But bro, it's great. Like, she's my freaking twin. And I grew up, in a good Bible-based family. We're God-fearing people, you know what I'm saying? And I try to watch my mouth, but for some god awful reason, from fourth grade on up, I was like, man, I'm a sailor mixed with a drunkard, mixed with the gambling psychopath. This is great. I found new words, and
And she taught you them?
no, man, but it wasn't until I was older, that like me and my grandma was not the best mom. She wasn't the best grandma until later. Like we like connected as adults, and we just kind of like I got the absolute best of her. Like, from all the family, I got the best of her because she's just like at the point in her life where we got close. She was like, I'm not trying to scare away any more of the family anymore. It's I'm pretty sure I ain't getting into the good Lord's graces, but I'm gonna do my damnedest, type of mentality. But yeah, so she's pretty rad. Anyways, yeah, she'd be like, I just don't understand what the fuck's going on with some of this stuff. And I'm like, Grandma, you make me feel normal. I really, really love you. She's like, I can't say this shit around the God-fearing folks we know. And I'm like, yep, we know the same people.
oh, dude. So we were doing,
right.
We got hired by a lady, right, to do a graduation party. Or no, I think it was a birthday party. Right? It was a birthday party. And she's like, we want the trailer out. We want everything. Like, we want the whole 9 yards. You guys aren't you serving? Yeah. They hired a fucking ice cream truck.
Right. Good deal.
She spent some money. So we put the truck, whatever. Every person at this party fucking hated this lady. I don't know why. She was super nice to me. I don't know. Everyone was like, yeah, she's rich. She's rich. She's rich because she can afford a food truck. And I was like, listen, bitch, somebody has to
You're
afford
here
me.
to be
I gotta
a
pay rent.
sponge. I'm going to warn you, it's alcohol.
And
Don't go near a lighter. If you're soaking up
it's
what
gonna
we're putting
be
down,
rough,
yeah.
my friend. Yeah,
What you can't see on the
it's gonna be a rough
screen.
one. But so this guy walks out. This guy walks out and he's like, "Fuck this place!" I'm like, holy shit. He's like, "I fucking hate
As
this
she's feeding
family." And I'm
everybody
like,
for free, or what?
"Yeah." And she's feeding everyone for free, and I'm like,
Hey, that. What?
I'm like, I don't know how much more awkward this
Bro,
could be.
I love it. I catered a barbecue for my buddy. We just did it was a gender reveal. It was a gender reveal party, and it's funny because
Wait, you guys
have
can still
to
do
put
it
him
in California?
That's my
But
buddy
what
was
is
like,
what pops out? Just a rainbow?
but that's what he was saying. He's like, that's a Bay Area thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's the only place where we have to be like, yeah, we're having one or the other. That's the choices that God gave us at this point, and
I didn't know you could do those.
No, it's okay
I
because
thought those were illegal.
my biker friends, that's what they do. Nobody's gonna shoot that down. No
one's gonna fuck with them.
Anyways, I was saying something else, man. It was gonna be prolific and like legendary and smart and intelligent and all those things wrapped up into one, and it really wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was not at all. Amongst other things.
So I guess we should ask him for you, Mike.
A liar.
So Mike is getting ready to go on his world tour or
Right.
U.S. tour. Where else
Well,
in Texas should he go? He's going to Valentina's. He's going to Snows.
Goldies. The funny thing is,
Okay.
I didn't even realize the owners of Goldies were who they were until, like a year after they got the #1 spot. Because when I went out there the first time and hung out and were like drinking with all these guys, the owners of Goldies were there. We were just like talking shit and getting ripped and like talking barbecue. It was like that night of being around like, Batman, Iron Man, Superman. I'm like, oh my God. I'm trying not to freak out like a, schoolgirl around,
Like a girl.
any boyfriend around. But yeah, those guys are so rad, man. I am a very firm believer that good people make great food. And sadly, so do douchebags.
Yeah.
But I really think that the friendlier you are, or at the very least, the more it's either emotion or dedication. And when you have both of those things wrapped together and you put that into your meal, you get the emotional dedication to it, it's just going to be fire.
Yeah.
I mean, how many chefs do we know that are complete, just full on dicks? But they make a great product and they got like that rock star mentality. But it seems to be different in the barbecue world, though.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, you know where else you should do is
Goldies. Sorry, yeah.
the
I went way the hell off
Robert Jacob, where Robert Jacob Lerma goes to, that the distillery.
Yeah.
What's the name? I can't think of it now, but
I know who you're talking about.
I
know what you're talking about. I just can't think.
he does a lot of stuff over there with them, and what's his name? Who I just sent you a couple weeks ago, Al Fragoni does stuff over there too.
Dude, the crack up. Robert, I have yet to meet him in real life, but the only reason that I got connected with folks, the only reason I got connected with folks out that way is because he made it happen. He was like, hey, go here, go there, they're expecting you, and met just the salt of the earth people. It was really, really rad.
Dude, Robert is a great dude. I met him when he was up in Chicago for a Weber thing, and he was photographing it, and then he's like, oh, dude, I took a couple photos of you. Here you go. And I was like, oh, shit, I got photographed by him.
Pretty rad. It's pretty epic. And I love him. He talks crap just as good as anybody else. Because he used to live out here in San Jose. He used to be a cop. And for some, I don't know how his career took a turn from being a CEO of a hospital after being a cop to being the CEO of
Yeah, I was gonna say,
multiple
Yeah.
CEO of a
hospitals at the
hospital
same
for a
time, I
while.
believe. Dude's like ridiculously stupid
Yeah,
intelligent. He's just got brains and
I'm
talent.
assuming he made
Hey,
ridiculous amounts of
you
money
got that
too.
kind of skill.
Well,
You
what
got
do you
that
think
kind of,
that? What do you think that whiskey wall he's got costs? Well,
Yeah,
at his point, he's probably a lot of it's been given
Half
to him.
my
bro.
salary.
That's the scary thing.
I can barely afford
Oh,
to
yeah.
be on the same Facebook group as those guys. I'm like, we are in different tax brackets.
Sir, let me explain to you. Like, you know, have you ever heard the expression that like a man's watch will tell
Yep.
you what tax bracket he's in? His whiskey wall will tell you what tax
You know, it's funny
bracket he's
you say
in.
that about a watch because I have a Tag Heuer that was gifted to me at our wedding, but I haven't been able to afford to get it a tune-up lately, so it's stuck at 5 o'clock for like the last
Hey,
for
It's
like
fucking
for
right
like the
twice a
last
day.
fucker.
for like the last 2 years. It's been stuck at 5 p.m. I'm like, oh, what does that say about me? He's broke and likes to have a good time is what it says.
I was gonna say, what's the song? It's 5
What you
o'clock
could say is
somewhere.
like it's always 5 o'clock.
But I mean, at this age, who needs an excuse? You know, it's like, look, man, it's happening. If you don't like it, then turn the page. You don't like
Go
it,
away.
Speaking
I
of,
was
did you
just
get my
going to
lovely
say to
package,
you,
my friend?
you know,
Did
and
it
actually,
arrive?
because I had a plan about this whole situation, so I'm glad you reminded me. It's all right. It's all right.
God.
I'll
He
keep
has a
my clothes on this time.
Plan.
But I need to go get the box.
No.
Okay.
Take it off.
No, but
My
I-
package got wrecked.
That's now that's
Yeah,
a
dude.
story I want to hear.
So I
Your
said,
package get wrecked there, buddy. What was
The
his
long
name? What was
dude,
his name?
Oh,
Oh, but fentanyl was involved.
oh,
I'll be right back.
dude, it still just says that like UPS is going to contact sender. I have not gotten anything from them,
oh,
and it's been fucking
yeah. I was
like
gonna say now it's been a
3
while.
weeks. So I don't know. I don't think that. I think it's gone. Whenever I don't give a shit, I'm gonna send me some other shit.
Probably
But,
got lost out here, and
yeah.
the storm took it.
That's
Yeah, I was talking to you guys. You guys hear about the California storms?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a bit biblical shit going.
oh, you
Bro, it was
guys
like
get
it's
rain?
legit. It's like legit flooding. I'm like,
Ooh,
it's been I was actually gonna try to ride my Harley today. I was like, maybe not. All right, yeah. So guess what? I came home to. This was hidden, by the way, for a minute.
Oh,
Nice little
Oh.
care package.
guys, if you want to know where we're at, Steelhouse
Bay
is
Area.
in California.
Yeah.
He's in the Bay Area
I
where
don't
rich
know.
white people live. Hold
I
on.
feed them.
Kev is from Connecticut.
where I'm where
also
the
where
really rich white people live.
That's true. You got old money out there, homie. We just
Yeah.
have Pelosi's.
See, Kev's got the kind of money where they're like, listen, we've had $50 million for
hat money.
Yeah, but Mikey's from Mafia World.
It's true. It's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
So
I'm from where if you talk
Yeah.
to the wrong person, you get shit.
I'm from the area that exploited people. Mikey's from the place that exploited them with a gun to their head.
Your people, yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna exploit them, you might have to do it the right way.
Yeah, it's so funny because it was like I didn't realize until I was an adult that my mom, like her family she comes from on my grandma's side, is she's German Jew. Is like her heritage, and I'm like, oh my god, Ma, you're more. I didn't realize that you were the most oppressed of all the Jews. That explains all the freaking guilt you've been trying to pile on us forever and ever. Like, Ma, you're every freaking Jewish like stereotype there is, except about the money thing. You like to spend all dad's money. It's insane. You'd think my dad would have been Jewish if it came down to that. But, man, great. Now somebody's going to play a Kanye song, and I'm going to be that guy.
Yeah.
You don't need to be from the South to cook good barbecue, just as long as it's not on a pellet cooker.
It's true.
I'll drink to that.
True.
Solid. If you stick, I think if you stick to and I think there should be rules of all barbecue. I really do. I think there should be rules when it comes to the techniques of barbecue. It should be logs or it should be charcoal. How difficult is that? If you get beyond that, then I feel like it's no longer. Well, first of all, barbecue is going to be something that's going to be longer than 3 hours. Call it. I like the slow grilling aspect of things. That's really important. I like slow grilling. Whether it's chicken or tri-tip or whatever, that's awesome. It's not, hot dogs and hamburgers like you would get on, just regular grilling. But barbecue you can't do at a party. Barbecue is something you bring to the party after you, haven't slept all night long.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that when it's like, hey, we're doing a barbecue. Oh, what are you making? Why isn't anything being cooked right now? Because it's been cooked.
It's resting
for hours.
There you go.
That's what's
I just had made a taco last night with that.
I figured since you were Mexican, I would give you hot sauce.
I mean, it's okay because the German Jew in me, it just shoots right through me. It's like, retreat! Hell yeah, bro!
You like hot sauce.
Hey, man, this is rad. I was so pumped. My wife's like, why? What's going on? You look serious. I'm like, it was a really good gift. You wouldn't understand. Just trying to hold back tears. Go away. It's a man moment. You understand? Barbecue families, just go away. You know what? I'll be in the bar.
No, it's not a West Coast thing. It's anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line. A barbecue for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Burgers and dogs. If anything, for Steelhouse, if it's barbecue, it's tri-tip.
Well, and that's
true.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, because I consider that in the barbecue family, but it really isn't. I mean, if we're only going to be getting it down to the nitty gritty, you're grilling. It's just a big ass ribeye. But I mean, for me, hot dogs and burgers are grilling, unless you got yourself a ground up, brisket burger, and you're smoking that sucker. You know what I mean? But
but even then, you're not smoking it.
That goes back to your slow smoke. I mean, your slow
grilling. Yeah. But then
for that,
I've never done a brisket burger, so I never did.
So here's my question though: have you ever smoked burgers?
I just grilled them. I never smoked them. I mean, if it was just because there was my smoker was still going, and I put it on there just to soak up some smoke, and then I threw it on the grill. So it was like reverse sear.
Yeah.
But it was mostly just
Yeah. I mean, that's basically all you're doing is always just a reverse sear of a burger, because it's not like no one's ever going to take that burger just smoked.
You gotta have
a little bit of a crust on it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have a little bit of that, like.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think and I'm curious because I do you guys know how to do the Texas turkey that is just so stupid good? Like anytime I've done poultry where it's smoking, I've always liked it better grilled. Like even turkeys. I
love turkeys.
I like a smoked turkey. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I like using some good charcoal and getting the same results. I like the flavor of that better until I went to Texas, of course, and they were like, "Hey, guess what? Yeah, you're wrong." And it was amazing, freaking turkey breast everywhere I went. It was ridiculous.
Well, So when you smoke your turkey breast,
No, I see. I do
what
the
temp do
whole
you smoke
turkeys.
at?
I don't
Though?
do the turkey breast. I that's why I'm saying is I want to get on that more.
Okay, but
I usually try to stay
what temp do you
around like
smoke at?
225. Yeah,
Gotta go up. Yeah, go up
to
on.
where?
Um,
I
275.
was say, I actually do my turkeys at about 300 to 325.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could go up to that. The reason I'm saying go up is the skin, and this is kind of what I've noticed, like when I'm cooking and all that stuff, and I'm just off personal experience, and I could be completely wrong. I'm sure there's
And we're
some fucking
talking
science nerd
we're
out there
talking
that'll
full
be like,
turkey,
no, you're
not
fucking
just
wrong.
turkey breast. Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can do
Right.
whole turkey,
Sure.
or turkey breast. You can do just turkey breast too this way, but I want to form
Right.
like a
To lock
harder
in the
shell
juices.
around that turkey to lock in all the juices right away. And at 225, there's too much time for that turkey to push out moisture to try to cool itself down. Where if you're at a higher temperature, it's almost like searing it, like because you prefer the grill. So it's almost like a sear, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? It's in that weird gray area. But
That makes
you're
sense.
getting that crust
Right.
to form faster, so that all the juices are staying in. So when you pull that thing, you start
See,
slicing
that's
it.
why
You're like, oh
my
fuck
chicken,
yeah, this
like the
thing's
chicken
great.
thighs, I feel like is different than everybody else's because I will sear each side of that first. That's why it looks burnt to hell. But then I'll let it slow grill on the other side, on the cool side, when I'm, as it's cooking for like an hour or so. But locking
So
that
we got a
juice is
question
huge.
too.
What's this question?
We got a question quick about woods
You
and
hear
our favorite woods to burn, and curious to know why.
What are we cooking?
So sounds like he's from Carolinas, so which would be whole hog.
That's more hickory land, right? That's
no,
okay.
that would be oak. I would say oak. Oak's gonna be. I'm a big component of oak. It's a more milder wood. You can it fluctuates through all the little, like you can do it on almost anything. There's nothing that it won't really complement. If you want to throw some cherry for a little bit of color, if you can get red oak is like my. If I can get red oak,
Why is
that's
that?
my favorite.
Why is that?
But I think it gives more color, and it gives a little bit richer flavor, just a little bit.
No, I agree
Nothing
with
crazy,
you.
but just a
Yeah.
little bit, right? But I prefer oak. I think a lot of people hear barbecue and they think mesquite right away.
Mesquite's a better
I
one for
think
grilling.
that mesquite's a way better one for grilling, unless you're Valentino's, and then shut the fuck up and let him do whatever he does.
Well said.
But he also cooks super hot with a lot of fucking airflow, which is
You have to
exactly
do for
what
mesquite. Correct.
needs. Like I was talking to Amanda the other day, and we got into
Did you
a
just lose
discussion
power?
of
I thought I lost my
brick.
top light for some reason.
No, you lost power.
I got
Completely, my friend.
both the other lights are on. I got this one and
Got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
Did the bulb burn
And
out?
possibly,
Was there a
but I
little
got
power
bourbon,
surge?
so I'm good.
But we were talking about brisket the other day, and the topic came up of fat side up, fat side down in the conversation that we were all having. And I'm like, I hate that question. Sean,
You got a leg?
Why do you hate
You got a
that
leg
question.
going weird.
I don't like the question of fat side up, fat side down, because it's not that easy.
Because it's cooker dependent.
It's exactly. It's cooker dependent. It's knowing what you're cooking on and knowing how to make sure that you are not, or that you're cooking on the right tool. So cooking it the right
You're
way.
using the tool correctly.
It's the same thing. Like
So
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad
That's
this
that's way better
came up
said.
because of course it's as old as a tale of fire and wood and dead animal. But my reasoning is usually always fat side up because that's how that melts and kind of base itself with the fat. When that fat starts to render, it's going to kind of base itself. Now, I'm curious, what situations do you guys feel, especially you, Mikey, first, where do you feel that it would be in question and how you would want to do that? Because that's always my main reasoning is
So
because I don't
I
want to waste that fat. I want it to cover some, cover some meat before it drips down through that grill to the bottom of the smoker.
Insulation.
sure,
One word,
understandable.
insulation.
Insulation
I know how he's going to answer that.
and protection. Yeah, it's protection and insulation in the sense of if I know my heat source is coming from the bottom, I'm putting my fat side down because I'm protecting that meat. That flat needs more protection.
You're right.
It doesn't need to
Yeah.
get it doesn't matter if it bastes itself down if the thing's already fucking dry
Yeah.
as fuck because
It's going to
been
have that
hit so
layer to
hard.
burn through before it
So
burns meat.
to me, exactly. I want the protection of the fat. So when somebody goes, "Oh well, it's always fat side up" or "It's always fat side down," well,
Well, I mean,
what
because if
are
you're
you
thinking,
cooking?
if you're cooking on a, like, say we're talking brisket and it's a mixing, H2O, there's going to be that blocker, uh, and I would,
Yeah,
but I
but
would still,
still
in
hit
my
the
opinion,
heat.
where I'm at, and I'm not saying it's the right way, but it's what I would do is the fat side up because the heat's still coming around. It's still going to end up basting each side of that brisket, but
I would go heat or fat side down because as it's going up, so the way the baffle goes, the smoke goes up, hits the baffle, hits
Gotcha.
down, and then goes up through the middle. So it's hitting everything before it circles,
Gotcha.
right? So to me, I want that protection so that it doesn't get hit hard. Now, if I'm cooking on like a laying, like Kev's, I'm going fat side up because as that smoke rolls over, it's going
But
to
that's
hit heat on
why
top.
on a lang, because of the plate, and if you watch a lot of guys with langs, and I learned this from our buddy Nestor, about 3 hours in, I actually take and put a piece of cardboard underneath my brisket to add that extra layer because
Yeah.
a lang with the reverse flow,
Yeah.
that
You get a lot of
plate radiates so much heat that if I don't do that, I will dry out that flat. So I have to protect it from both sides because when it comes up and around the end, it comes up and hits it, but I get radiant coming from the bottom.
Yeah, and that's what I've always seen. That's what made me think of Texas too with the briskets, where they use cardboard like it's every cook. So that's what I was thinking too when it came to like using a mixer.
Yeah.
I would put that cardboard underneath because that would be then it's just helpful anyways because that cardboard's going to turn into nothing but freaking fat. It's going to be full of grease and it's going to be that nice wet block.
Well, you want another trick with the cardboard? You save it and light your fire the next day with it. Your fire will fucking light incredibly fast. And it smells fucking amazing.
Like that fire.
It's true. Bro,
It's a whole different fire, believe me.
Man, ever since you shared, God, how many years ago was it that you shared with me that whole cotton ball alcohol deal? I look so freaking intelligent when I do that in front of people that think, bro, they are so. They're
It's
like,
so much
how did you do it? I'm like, you've been doing this long enough, and people that are smarter than you will tell you where you mess it up.
Well, no, because you got to think about it. Like when you're lighting shit, especially like you're lighting chimneys, everyone's like, "Oh, dude, like I'm lighting my chimney. I'm going through like so much fire starters. Well, blah, they cost. I don't know what. I don't even know what a pack costs anymore.
But I know
because I never fucking buy them. But like, but I mean, a bag of cotton balls is about fucking $1.50, and you can literally get alcohol like regular isopropylene alcohol. I can't say that word. Shut up.
You judging?
Isopropyl.
You pour it on it, and then you light the fucking thing. What happens? And it doesn't. The thing is, since the alcohol's burning, the cotton ball doesn't actually burn as fast.
Right.
Because the alcohol is just burning up. You get no smell. You get nothing off of it. It works like a fucking charm.
It's awesome. It's amazing. It's changed. It's probably saved me several bottles of really expensive bourbon worth of money over the years. So yeah. I'm not that I'm gonna share that with you, but see it out here. I'll get you ripped. Yeah.
No, but I helped add to your bourbon wall. That's all that meant.
That's extra
Mikey,
bourbon for you.
Mikey, maybe you got to make that part of the trip before you come after Phoenix.
Bro, you got to come out here.
Jesus, no. Yeah, but it's like $8 a gallon.
Oh, dude, that's the
for
deal.
gas
Where you get that deal
value.
at? I'm down. Shoot.
What's diesel out by you?
At one point, man, it almost cost me $30 to fill up my Harley. And granted, I had to get like premium. I get premium for my bike, but I'm going to Chevron.
Yeah, but you only have like 3.
It's like 4.3
gallons.
Yeah, gallons. I'm like $30. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, you see Joe Biden stickers everywhere, like every gas station.
I can imagine.
I get that. So stupid.
Yeah. Oh God, there's so many of them. And the funny thing is, they try ripping it off. Like,
but then it's
like
just
why
part
they
of
do
the
it.
stickers left, and nobody knows what it is.
Yeah,
and everyone
Stupid,
knows what the
man.
fuck it is.
Cracks me up. But yeah, no, gas it's dropped about. I think we're around 5-ish for.
I will say I'm excited about. I'm excited about that. My new
What
truck
did you
gas
get?
mileage, which is not gonna. I got a 350.
What year?
F350 Lariat.
Nice, man. I mean,
dude,
Ford just
honestly
like that you drink seltzers, but I mean that's rad. I mean, I'm happy. I mean,
you got to remember he drives.
Wait! A Dodge, really?
I don't drive a Dodge. I drive a Chevy. I thought. Oh,
did you get a
Chevy? You drive a Ford too, man? No, my bad. I'm sorry. That's why you guys are so close. It's okay. Who's the top?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I mean, I just want to.
He's just jealous of whichever one it is.
Oh, that's.
He's just jealous because with a Chevy, he doesn't even get asked.
Well, once I break out the ladder to try to get into my lifted truck, nobody's asking me anything. They're laughing so hard. They're like, "Oh, it's cute. Look at it. It's a small world after all. Look at him jump. Look at him jump."
They just made you.
I need that. It'd be rad. I'd be all about it. I need to get like the ladder just like plops out and like, Bro, it's like the most. It's funny. I bought it like that. I bought it lifted, and it sucks to put things in and out of that back of the. Bro, I hate it.
That's what they all say. I bought it.
I really did, man. Trust me. Be like, hey, what's it?
I bought it that way,
like, what's
the
bro? I'm like, I have freaking no idea. It just makes me feel taller in traffic, and I love it. Like, I'm a big man. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
Because I tow with them. Fuck,
bro.
Oh,
man. I'm just enough Mexican where I wish I had like more of a lowered. I can get away with it. Like, what are they? Get my tan. I know. Seriously, it'd be great. Oh man, I'm about to do the whole thing out. I'll be super cholo with a cape. I love that's what I love the best of it. Like out here, it's like I don't even give dinner rolls anymore. It's like now you get tortillas. It's like we're in California. It's like dude, the dinner rolls take up so much goddamn space. Now I have so much more real estate because the tortillas are just flat. And I'm like, we're gonna warm these suckers up, and here you go.
That's a good fucking idea,
dude.
Oh, I love it,
good tortilla.
I love it. It's great because I'm doing like tri-tip. People are just gonna throw their stuff in there, and But
You know what you also don't have to worry about, though? You don't have to worry
yeah,
about
that's
the
a
dinner rolls
huge
getting
deal.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like it's
because like when you have dinner rolls, you're like,
They
okay,
got to
be
go on
really
the
careful
top
with
of the
those.
pile.
Don't put anything on top of them. Don't let them fall because
yeah.
if they all fucking fall,
It's
then
just like it's like yeah. Once I
bad.
realized I was going straight to, I was doing like to save money. We were doing like flour tortillas, pulled pork tacos, and instead of like sandwiches, because
Yeah.
it was like when we did the combat veterans group barbecue. Like I say, saved a lot of money because we were just donating it, to the cause anyways. So then I was like, man, people love tortillas. It's California. It used to be Mexico. People love tortillas here more than anything anyways. So whatever. Let's rock it.
Why not?
You know what I think's crazy? So we went to there's a taco place out by us. It's called Taco Madre. They might. I've had a lot of tacos in my life, and I've eaten tacos in California. I've eaten tacos in, I've eaten tacos in Texas. I've had them in Arizona. They might have the best
bold
chicken
words, bro.
tacos ever, and that's saying.
I mean, that's Chicago.
I know, but literally, like, the dude that runs it is from Mexico. Super great dude, and the marinade that he uses on that chicken,
Dude. It's
a
somebody's
family
great
like,
grandma's recipe. Yeah.
Oh, grandma's like recipe, but the way he instead of like for the chicken, what he does is they cube it up in like little cubes, and it's so.
And he puts them in the burritos.
It's like he
Do
puts
they
it in the
make their own,
burritos,
they
and
make their
tacos,
own,
whatever.
tortillas in house?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter because not all Mexican joints out here do that anyways.
Because like the tortillas are super they're super soft. Like you know how like when you have a fresh tortilla versus like a tortilla that you just warmed up, like that fresh tortilla still has that like gooey,
So
almost
good, bro.
like center.
So good.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's like crack.
But we were going we were gonna be driving right by them today, and I was like, well, why don't we go get Taco Madres tonight? So we did that, and we were saying, it's crazy how like people assume tacos and burritos are cheap.
Sometimes because
right?
we're working with less expensive stuff, but if you're doing it right.
Yeah. But like their tacos are fucking $3.90.
Oh, that's cheap.
A taco.
That's super cheap.
For one taco?
We're talking street. Oh, tacos. My bad. I was thinking burritos. No, that's not cheap. Then that's pretty pricey.
No,
my bad.
Tacos.
That's not.
That's pretty pricey. But like people will assume like like what I was saying is like with food trucks and stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, it's a taco truck. Oh,
Depends
they're
how much
so
you're
much
getting.
cheaper.
Yeah.
No, I know. But like what I'm saying is like they associate the price with being cheaper because they're saying, oh, the taco's only like, let's say it's $3.25 or $3.50 a taco. It's cheaper than your
but it takes
$15 brisket.
fucking 10 of them to fucking. I need more beer.
But they got
eating
there's
3 or
filler
4
and
of
all
them,
that too. With
right?
tortillas itself, it's like yeah. Okay, yeah.
Sure. No, I know. But what I'm just saying is like it's crazy how they associate it being cheaper. But yet, at the end of the day, you're not any cheaper because you're not buying one taco. You're buying 4. You're buying 3 to 4 tacos.
How do you think Taco Bell makes any money?
You might get rice.
I don't know.
You might get beans. You know what I mean? Like,
but no.
But think about it.
Yeah.
You can buy
you know what I mean?
super
Like,
cheap
it's just
taco, but it
crazy.
takes fucking 20 of them to actually feel like you ate anything.
All right. Let's say we're doing street tacos, right? So that and that's why they give you 2 tortillas in the bottom of it, anyways, because you're only going to use one, and half of it's going to fall in the next one. And guess what? Now we got 2 tacos each. Now it's 4 tacos.
Yeah.
But I mean, that being said, I always get compared to the taco guy out here. They're like, hey, how? Yeah, I'm sure.
So do we.
How do you guys price wise? How are you compared to the taco guy? I'm like, taco guy is amazingly priced. They're working with a lot less meat, and they have a lot more of those fillers, like tortillas, like beans, that are really cheap.
Lettuce and cheese and
they're working with the cheapest cuts of meat.
you know, and that's awesome. You know, that's great. They're making that taste good. That's what barbecue used to be, you know. So it's, you know, that's understandable. But I'll
Yeah.
just tell people straight up, I'm like, there's no way. I'm not comparing. I don't care if they're
Yeah.
$5 a taco and somebody's eating, you know, what freaking, you know, but 4 tacos with an average person. It's still gonna be $20 a head. It's still gonna, my
Yeah.
prices start at 30 now, you know, and there's a, yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, so many people associate okay, it's the taco guy,
Right.
it's cheaper. When at the end of the day, like, when when you get down to like the brass of like, me and Amanda went and ate. I got 4 tacos. She got a burrito combo. It was $40.
It's no cheaper because it takes, again, it takes
No cheaper
more
than,
to fill you up.
well, no
So
cheaper than what? Than barbecue?
It would be it's a little cheaper than barbecue, but I'm just saying it's not like the cheap meal that people associate it with, in the sense of like when we get catering questions and we're like, hey, we want you guys, or we're pricing you in the taco truck. Like, realistically, we're gonna be probably,
see, that's crazy
close
because
to
out
the
here
same.
it's just not happening. But the problem is we, you know, we're so closer to Mexico than obviously than you guys are.
Yeah.
But secondly, it's
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be cheaper ingredients for Mexican food out here. So the taco truck is really going to,
Sure.
they're going to whoop my
Sure.
ass. And I'm all right with that.
But I always say, like, if you're comparing me to taco truck,
Right.
don't. We have different,
But I can see what you're
like,
saying. But I see what you're saying.
we're
when it
doing
comes to,
different
like,
things.
say you got yourself like a real, say you get yourself a taco truck that looks at me like we do. You know, if they're wanting that top,
Yeah.
you know, grade meat, they want that prime, and then they're going to treat that better. And that's going to be the main showcase. Hell yeah, I bet your ass it's going to be in the same realm as us, because they're not working with the bottom of the barrel. So what the guy you're talking
and they
about
got to
sounds
make
like,
up for what their cost, what they're paying to be there.
right, right. You know, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I'm sure we run into the other guys too when it comes to, like, say, the bottom of the barrel, where those guys are, you know, they're working with like bottom of the barrel ingredients when it comes to barbecue. You know, they're not getting anywhere near prime, you know, and they're just, you know, it's garbage. So they can charge less, because one way or another, you're going to be cutting those costs somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And
The other
what's
thing,
gonna
though,
be
that
is gonna
happens,
be,
I think,
go ahead.
the other thing, though, that I think happens with barbecue and why they can get away with it, because if you're, again, I'll use the Mason-Dixon line. If you're anywhere above that, anything Barb will say, most people don't know what good barbecue is. So they will spend the money
Right.
because they don't know any better.
No, that's accurate.
Yeah. Well, there's also the it gets bastardized, right? It gets we're doing barbecue, but we're doing brisket chili.
But it is
Don't
not
get me wrong.
barbecue.
There's nothing wrong
Just
with
because it's
chili.
brisket
There's
does not
nothing
make
wrong
it
with it,
barbecue. You know,
but
that's
it's not
Well,
barbecue.
no,
yeah,
just
yeah, you're
because
right,
you
but
put
it's
barbecue
bastardized.
sauce on it does not make it
Yeah.
barbecue.
Now you're, yeah. See, I'm in the land of,
And like,
trust me.
we get that a lot. And don't get me wrong, there's times where we've done brisket chili, like when
No,
we would do
that's
pop-ups
awesome.
in
That's what,
January and
that's
February.
great. Yeah.
Oh,
And
there's definitely
guess
brisket
what?
chili when it's cold as
That works out
fuck.
great for you
Sure,
too,
brisket chili,
because
that's
hey,
fine.
maybe you went and did a gig for brisket and you got leftovers. All right, that's gonna be perfect for brisket chili, and it's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be fire. But
Sure.
we both know that it's not barbecue. Now that brisket though was smoked. That brisket is barbecued brisket. That's different. I get that. There's a barbecue aspect of it, but usually if people are doing barbecued or
Sure.
excuse me, brisket chili, that sucker's been in the crock pot. It's in, the oven. It doesn't matter because there's all kinds of different flavors that are overpowering what they think the smoke could do.
Yeah. And then, but at the same time, like, there's a barbecue truck around here. He's pushing his fucking barbecue quesadillas. So he's basically taken a burrito tortilla, right? Putting some mac and cheese, some pulled pork in it, and then grilling it on a flat top. That's not barbecue. I understand that you may have made that pulled pork in a smoker, but you have now bastardized that pulled pork by putting it into the tortilla.
But that's no different
mac
than
and
the
cheese
places
doing
that do barbecue Sundays where they take mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and
Sure.
brisket and stuff, or
And
barbecue egg rolls.
I'm okay with like that being like part of your menu is cool, but when you call yourself a barbecue truck, and that's your that's your thing.
Well, here's the thing. Here, all right, we're on the same
page.
I think all three of us on that one. And I'll give you an example. It's like I would always hate. I would always hear people would go to spots. I'm like, "How's the barbecue?" They're like, "Oh man, the sides are amazing." Freaking drives me nuts. I'm like, then the barbecue sucks. If all you can tell me is like I asked you about the barbecue and you told me the sides are amazing. Not taking away anything from those sides. I'm sure they were freaking amazing. That's great, but it ain't barbecue. You know what I mean?
Cool, but
I'm gonna judge a place off of a barbecue joint off of your barbecue.
The coleslaw and mac and cheese.
And that's why my boys, my buddy loved messing with me. I did a barbecue for him, and his whole biker club showed up, and they're like, "Man, the barbecue was good, man, but the sides were really amazing." Like 5 of them came up and told me that. I'm like, Scott, get over here, jackass. I know you told me a story.
No, but that's true. Like I always say, like people will come up because
right,
we get complimented on our coleslaw a lot, and people will be like, "Oh my god, your coleslaw is so good," and I'll be like, "But how was the rest of the food?" And they're like, "Oh no, that stuff was amazing too." They're like, "We just can't find anywhere with good coleslaw."
Yeah.
So we didn't expect the coleslaw to be good too. Like we expected it to be basically garbage, throwaway.
Basically, that was the thing that was surprising.
Yeah, they weren't surprised the barbecue was good. They were surprised that the fucking coleslaw was
the saying that
trash.
enters, it goes without saying. So it's like they show up, they expect barbecue to be on point. What they don't go is like, "Oh my god, that coleslaw was it made a statement on this. I didn't expect that."
You know the story about Colonel Sanders, though, right? Like KFC, when he first started franchising, when he would go check places, you know what his biggest thing was that he went and checked? The gravy.
Coleslaw. Or the gravy. Yeah, the gravy.
Because if you fucked up the gravy, then what the fuck else were you fucking up?
Well, not just that, but you can't erase all the bad flavored stuff with the gravy anymore. Or whatever didn't. No, but that makes sense. It's like going to a restaurant when you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go use the restroom," and if the restroom's trashed, guess what? So is the kitchen. Well, usually.
So, I was always taught, like in the kitchens that we worked in, like they were like, "You got to make sure bathrooms are clean. You guys got to make sure everything else is clean." Because you look at it this way: is if the bathroom's trash and everything looks bad, and that's something they're letting you see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then what is the location that you can't see look like? Because that's what gets scary, right? Because then it's like, so the kitchen. When was that?
I just said something about you now that you're, and we, we all have our, whatever it is, our hiccups when it comes to we're not good at something, or we're a slob in certain areas or whatever it might be. But if you go to a place where you're supposed to like clean up and it's disgusting, I mean, dude, that's a problem. You know,
Yep.
so you got to have pride, and it shows. You know, if you got pride in one
Yeah.
thing, it's not going to like stop in a certain area. When you have pride in what you do, you can see
Well,
it
and
in a
that's
few different areas
Yeah.
of your life.
as stupid as it sounds. When I worked at Tano, when it was time and I was out front and I was cutting, like I cleaned that. So we had a giant butcher block.
Right.
Then that's what I sliced on. I cleaned that butcher block off and wiped it down. We'll say constantly, because to me, I
Yeah.
didn't want like, oh, look at all this juice, and now I cut a brisket. Now I just take and throw a turkey on it or throw sausage on it. I cleaned it constantly.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
that's why you see those types of people succeed. You know, and that's why I don't have a
Yeah.
restaurant of my own just yet, because I'm kind of a slob. The crazy part is I'm like a super germaphobe though, man. I'm like anybody. Like I just had this new kid I met in welding class help me out in the last job I did. God, did I find myself like full on diamond, sapphire, rubies. This kid worked hard, man. And I say kid, he's like he's in his mid 20s, but he's just like on it. Doesn't know anything about barbecue, but just worked his ass off and was concerned. And he was concerned about what concerned me. You know, I told him straight up, I'm like, hey man, I need we're stamping my company name on every plate.
Yep.
So it's real important to me that you remember that. And the biggest issue I have is to make sure that we are clean. Hands are always clean. I mean, you treat this like you're feeding somebody who one little germ's going to make them sick, because it makes a big difference. I mean, if you just have that one principle, then it carries out through the rest of your work. And this kid, dude, by the way, and you're only as good as the people around you. You know what I mean? If you got lazy ass workers, then you're screwed. You know.
Yep.
But this kid was. I'm definitely be using him again as much as I can.
Awesome.
Well, that's the crazy part. Yeah, I used to use this. I knew this kid growing up. He's like my little brother, and he ended up marrying a girl who's like my little sister. Like her dad hired me when I was 14 years old in the flooring industry, and I went to work for him full time. So they got married. She was 17 still, and he just turned 18, and that was over 10 years ago. So now he's got his contract. Yeah, you know.
He just wanted to keep it legal.
Don't we all? So I just started working for him because he's at a fab shop. He opened up his own fab shop, and now he's a welding contractor. And he's only freaking like 28 years old, right? Kid's got it together, super smart. But I used to hire him for barbecue gigs. So I'm like, God, how things have now he's just killing it. He's making all kinds of money welding. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to school with some stuff. Can you hire me to teach me how to not burn myself? But it's just weird how the cycles of life, you turn, you hire people, these kids, and they turn out later and they hire you, and they're, business wise more successful than you are. And I'm like, all right, man, can you show me how you did that?
Yeah. How the fuck did you do that again?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. That's kind of how it works, though. You know what I mean? Like, shit. I got a buddy of mine who I started doing barbecue, started full-time barbecue kind of the same time that he started his catering company. And he went in a different direction. He's more chefy. And that's cool. You know what I mean? And
it is completely different.
I'll be back. Keep going.
He does a lot of different worlds, yeah. But he'll do he does a lot of meal prepping. He does a lot of that kind of shit. He does a lot of the healthy, very, very health conscious stuff of hey, you want to be in you want to start losing weight or whatever.
Yeah, so
and
he's
you want to start
feeding those folks for a week, and they're he makes it taste amazing, but it's healthy food.
Yeah. Exactly. So he does a lot of that kind of stuff, which is great. But his business isn't quite as, it didn't start going up as fast as ours did, being the fact that like we were more in the public's eye, so we were getting
results quicker.
more and more stuff. So he would like, I'd hire him for certain stuff because I was like, hey, you fucking know what you're doing. Like, I need help. Come out. It'd be so funny because so my buddy Rob, he's a black man, which is very, very important to the story. Otherwise, I would not care. So we are at a pop-up in the trailer, whatever, and he's talking to somebody, and everyone thinks it's his company. They're like, there's no way it's the white kid.
I do, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so funny. He's like, they all fucking think I own this thing. He's like, I just fucking work here part-time. And like, just
dude, it's hilarious.
I'm like, well, that's kind of how it is. I don't know. And the funny thing is, like, if anyone says anything, I'm like, I'm not the owner.
Well, the funny thing is usually it's like, no matter if I hire somebody who's like, you know, a adult, and they look, you know, they have it together, they always get mistaken as the owner because I'm the one working the grill, you know, or I'm the one. So it's like, nobody would do something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the owner doesn't, you know, put himself in that position, right? Of course not. He just has everybody else do it. Cooking's not the, you know, most important part of the business. Well, it kind of is.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no,
I could see it. Yeah,
but that's how it was. Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, that's how, like, so there was one guy here who was the owner of a company and supposedly the cook, the chef. But yet, whenever he would do like fucking pop-ups or whenever he would do like service, he would be the one taking orders and like other people, and he'd be like, "Oh, I need this, I need that," blah blah blah, and totally acting like, "Oh, well, I'm the owner. This is what we do," and it's like, "Fuck, I'm not in the fucking front."
Right.
Now, if there's a problem, I'll walk up.
Yeah, but,
and be like, hey,
but you would scare people if you were up front.
But, like, I'm not the.
Well, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I'm not. I would never be in the front.
That's not your.
I would never put myself there.
Your strengths are where all of our strengths are at.
You know,
making sure the back is taken care of properly, and that all, you know, there's no hiccups when it comes to the main export of our life, food. Make sure everything's set up properly.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. If you look at, like, especially like a lot of the old school barbecue places and restaurants, the original owners and people that started them were in the back and doing all the cooking.
Yeah.
And now the further generations, a lot of them aren't the ones actually cooking. They're now the ones up front taking care of that. And they have people that have worked there longer than they've been alive, if you know what I mean.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, and I get that. And you take care of those people.
Yeah.
You see, I would never want to put my, you know, I think all of us would be in agreement, and tell me if you're wrong, but I wouldn't want to put the livelihood of my business, the heart and soul of my business, in somebody else's hands. These are my recipes. Yeah. These are my techniques. Yeah. I want you to do it this way. If you happen to do it a certain way and it's better, cool. That's the new way now. Yeah. You know, or, you know, whatever works. I'm not saying I'm arrogant when it comes to it has to be my way.
But look at how many old barbecue kinds of places have people that have also worked there for. I mean, we'll go to Mikey Rendezvous. What's it? Rendezvous by you? The one in Chicago. What is half the people there have like worked there for like 30 years or more?
Right. That's a different, altogether different.
But you know what I mean?
And I get that.
That's what a lot of these old school places.
Yeah.
And that's.
Well, you get you got places like down in Texas where some of those guys, you know, they've been working there their whole lives. They started when they were kids, in the pit room, whatever. They purchased it or whatever, or it was like their dad's, whatever. You know what I mean? And then their kid, they had kids, right? Well, guys that they grew up with that are still working there. It's like, man, that dude's been in the pit room longer. Yeah. Like Kev said, longer than I've been fucking alive. So it's
Why
like
am I
he
going to go
fucking
get in his way?
he has some heart and
Yeah.
soul in the business. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now, should he go learn from him? Yeah, absolutely. To make sure, because obviously that guy's gonna retire eventually too, and you gotta pick up where the pieces left off, right?
It's really important to know
but
where your strengths and weaknesses
it's one
are
of
at,
those
especially
things.
as an owner. I absolutely, if you're going into a situation like that and it's already established, you happen to own it or whatever's going, it's you buy it. Hell yeah! Why don't try and fix something that's not broken? That's if somebody's good at something, you keep them happy. I mean, as we all know, people that work for you are the most important thing to your business because we can't do it by ourselves.
Well, like you said, the weakest part
You're only as good as
is technically the strongest
you're
part
only as
of
good
your
as the
business.
weakest.
Yes, but you're only as good as the weakest link. You're only as good as that, but it's like the weakest is the strongest part of your business in a sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Keep going. I'm
Because
sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you like that.
No, yeah. I was gonna get to that. The next question
Importance
that we have
of resting.
The importance of.
It's more important as you get older. I can tell you that right now.
Well, so like the important parts of resting is you gotta think the meat really gets really tense, right? The way that meat cooks is it constructs and then relaxes, constructs and then relaxes. And when the meat's kind of getting whatever, fuck off. As that meat is like gets nice and hard. Yeah, we're going here.
Mike likes hard
going
meat.
Here, right? As it gets nice and tight, and tight and hard. You want it to relax a little.
Mike doesn't like it to relax. Trust me. There is no way we're gonna get through this answer.
I hate you guys. The amount that I'm holding back that I don't want to be thinking of right now is just retarded. I hate you all. Oh my god, man! I made it past the first wave. I swear to you, man. There is at least 50 different things that were going to get me canceled, maybe even arrested, thoroughly blocked.
But it's true. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like opening and closing your fist. You know what I mean? You want that muscle to relax. Thought that one wasn't going to get anything.
It's nothing but joy. Like grandma's home cooking. It just, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's not even bad. But resting is the most important thing. Yeah,
like,
it's really, really.
It's important.
Even if we're just grilling, if we're doing tri-tip, if I don't let it rest for at least 10, 15 minutes, then the hell am I doing? I just ruined what I did for the last hour.
Yep.
How much more important is that when you're smoking? You got a brisket? Oh yeah, I'm done now. Let's cut it into that sucker. Oh my god! How many hours? How much money went into that screw up?
Here's the other thing that makes me laugh though about people when they don't get resting. We'll take a pulled pork. I don't want to fucking start pulling it at fucking 200 degrees.
No.
I don't want to put my hands in there and start pulling it.
I have.
Yeah.
Like I have when I've done it like once or twice, like in class settings when we don't have time to rest, and you have to go, and shit, and and you just start ripping things apart, and you're just like, and you just talk through it. You're just like, and of course, like you fake the rest, so you're like, it's not as hot as it would be because we fit. There's the resting point, so the meat kind of cools down a little bit, and it's like, well, no, this one decided to fucking stall forever, and we were busy doing too much other shit, so we fucking didn't get that. Here we go.
Well, then it's like I always look at resting as really. It's like the finishing touches, but just as important as the prep. If you screw up prep, then it's going to really screw up the whole. There's so many different things that can go wrong, let's say in a brisket or a pulled pork. Well, mostly with brisket.
Sure.
Pulled pork, there's so many, you got all. Bro,
Yeah.
You
it's
could
still gonna
beat the
taste
shit
amazing.
out of that thing.
If you
It's a redheaded
but
stepchild.
it's more like the puppy that always loves you.
Oh,
When you're cooking. I'm
oh,
not cooking it, but I'm saying it's like it never. It's like you can like not take care of your pulled pork responsibilities, and it's like I still love you.
Yeah.
You're still good.
not take
True.
care of your pulled pork responsibilities.
I mean, seriously, you fall asleep, you're drunk as hell, and you're like, oh no, I swear, it's all
True.
down to 175 degrees. What are you gonna do? Start it back
You can
up.
cook
and
it
get
to fucking
going, and you'll be
210.
fine. Pulled pork don't care. You just pull it apart,
True.
make sure you throw some juices in that thing. But with brisket,
Yeah.
you screw it up on that, you're screwed. There's so many different ways
Yep.
to get it wrong, and if you don't
Yeah.
rest it properly, any large piece of meat, it's not going to put the juices back to where you want it to go to. You know what I mean? It's and a lot of people who don't get the science, not even just the basics of food when it comes to cooking, they don't get that, and we all screwed that up in the beginning. I mean, I can't tell you, man, how many times I cut into a ribeye, nice expensive ribeye. Be like, all right, and there goes all the juice, and
Yeah, but with the ribeye, the nice thing about a ribeye, like you can kind of like take
There's
the pork
that.
and pick
But-
some of it
Yeah.
up, and it's
where
okay.
the differences are between the
Where
two.
like a brisket, you're taking
Well,
it
you're
off
right.
the
It's
board.
grilling and barbecue all over.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I think you see it right away when you're grilling. And it compounds
You see
even
it,
more when it's barbecue.
When it's barbecue,
Correct. Yeah. Sean, how do you know your ribs are done? Are you doing a bend test appearance? What's your go-to?
Jesus. I don't even know. That's hard to answer questions like that because I just when it comes
bend,
to the ribs,
Kev?
I just kind of
Just-
like
bend and feel like pick it up, and I go like that, and it just
stab
eventually
it.
you learn where how you want it to feel, and if it flexes this much, oh shit, I overdid it. If not, oh no, it needs a little bit more time. And sometimes, and this is one thing I think people screw up on, we'll go back to the resting. No, it still feels tight. Okay, put it back in the hot box.
How
I
long are you
usually
gonna let it sit?
like about a half hour, at least on a rack of ribs.
See, for ribs because we cook commercially, I don't always get the ideal rest points. In a sense, like sometimes you got to let them rest a little longer. So with that going, knowing like, okay, I might have to rest these.
I need to get off the cooker by this point,
instead of-
so
Exactly. They need to get off the cooker by this point, so they're a little underdone, so that they're okay through that rest, and then we have that that proper bite when it gets
Correct.
to the customer, right? Sometimes that's just
But you learn
that's just what you
so
got
much
to
in
do.
those occasions too. It's like I know there's been times where I have to I'm bringing cooked food to San Francisco. That can take anywhere between an hour and 45 minutes with traffic. You have no idea. And obviously Cambros, thank God, they those things will rest great because I'll be literally done with whatever it is that I'm either I've smoked or I'm grilling, and it goes in the box, in the truck, and I'm off to San Francisco to drop it off at sound check. You learn so much about meat. Yeah, just how it reacts, how it holds, how important it is that it rests. And I mean, there's been times I've done a tri-tip where it's like, all right, I'm pulling this off right now, even though I know it's been slow cooking on the grill. I know it's blue. If not, way more towards the rare side. By the time I get it to where we're going, it's this beautiful medium rare throughout the whole thing. And there's no classes about that stuff. They're not going to teach you the science of it. You got to figure that out by overcooking or undercooking or cooking it perfectly for the resting you're going to do at home, but you have no idea how it's going to last in the warmer on the way to give it to somebody else an hour.
Hour away.
But it's going to change. It's going to change an hour or 2 hours away. Totally agree with you. Because we get the same thing. You know what I mean? There's times where our pop-ups are an hour and 15 minutes, but yet we hit traffic. So then you hit traffic. I mean, you can't be like, there's meat, move, as much as I love to, but you can't. So,
and then
same thing with like,
how much longer is it
for
after? I mean, you're
like,
feeding your last customer. That's not going to be an hour and a half. That's going to be, from the end of a cook to exactly
3-4 hours.
Yeah. And that's how good our food's got to last for.
It's
got to be
consistent from the first person to the last person.
Yeah,
and that's the art. That's the craft.
And that's one of the hard things, and that's one of the things. Like, I think like a lot of places don't think about is they don't think about the fact that they're like, oh well, the first customer at 11 is going to be awesome. Cool. What about that customer at 2:30? They're paying the same price.
Is it still going to be medium rare? You know what I mean?
So,
that's
but that's when like I've also cooked stuff in stages and labeled. So like if I know we're doing like a festival and it's going to be 11 o'clock till 8, different things are labeled differently.
Be back in 1 second.
So it's like, okay, this is the 11 o'clock. This is what rolls from 11 to 2. This is what rolls from 2 to 4. This is what rolls
Have
from,
you ever done
know what I mean?
like
4 to 8.
On-site type deals? You did a bunch?
Yeah, we've done
And
a bunch.
that's like stuff I'll tell my clients, because I don't know anybody else in the Bay Area that will cook on-site. I'm one of the only guys that'll do it. I have yet to like meet somebody who's like been doing it for a while, who's professional at it, that cooks on site. But I'll tell people straight up, I go, look, say we have 100 people that are coming. There's only so much real estate on the grill, and let's say it's
not all of it's going to be cooked on site.
I mean, 100 people is different. That's easy. Say it's like 400 people. It's like, I'm going to break this up. There's going to be lulls. Yeah.
2 sittings.
Because I always do it buffet style.
3 sittings.
I go, my job is to make sure you get the best quality barbecue that I can give you.
Sure.
And that means I want it fresh off the grill. The smoker stuff is different. Pulled pork that's a different deal. But when it comes to like, say it's ribeyes or tri-tip or chicken, those things I don't want soggy chicken skin, man. There's a lot of love and flavor in that chicken skin. I want you to bite into that sucker and have that crunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That chicken thigh.
I will say that's one of the hardest things. Like, chicken is one of the hardest things to do, and keep a crunch.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
One of the
I
hardest things to do.
hate dropping chicken thighs for people to eat, because it's even though it's a lot of flavor, like even freaking I had to drop off chicken for a slash, and I mean I was just pumped to did it twice, but it was like,
but at the same time, you're like, really, chicken?
Like, dude, let me shine, because I want that fresh off the grill, but I couldn't cook it there. I had to bring it from an hour away. And I mean, I got the feedback. It was awesome. He said it's the best chicken he said it's one of the best chickens he's ever had in his life. I was like, all right, I'll take that. That's a win. But it's like that. Those are the things you got to worry about. Is that you're not
Yeah.
giving your best plate that you know you can give better. That you stamp your name on it like you're supposed to. But are you willing to sacrifice a little bit for the growth or the moment? I mean, would you pass up feeding Guns N' Roses because you're not giving your absolute best?
Saying, yeah.
That's an important question. You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself that. Yeah. Like, great.
Yeah.
And you know that they're not going to understand that it's been. I mean, they might. I'm sure they do. But at the same time, it's like that's the rules you're living with at the time, and how are you willing to push?
Unfortunately, you also got to remember the garbage that they do get.
Making me look pretty. Because if we were,
but I mean, it's very hard. It's a very difficult thing, and when you cook commercially and you have to start thinking about times. It's no longer you in your backyard and being like, cool.
Dinner's gonna be
ready at 6:30.
Hey,
honey.
look at dinner's gonna make it.
Minutes.
It's gonna be 7. Sorry.
Or like, hey, dinner's ready now. Get stuff together. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't happen. It's, hey, if you're doing a wedding, if you're doing a birthday party, if you're doing anything, people are like, hey, we want to eat at 6:30. Cool. It's got to be ready at fucking 6:30. They don't give a
I hate
fuck.
weddings.
They don't give a fuck if the brisket's stalled. What do you mean it's stalled? Aren't you a professional? Why is it stalled? I don't fucking know. Ask the cow.
Bro, how much you guys do weddings? What do you if you're charging, like, say there's like a 3-meat deal and sides. What are you guys charging a plate where you're at?
I don't do weddings.
Yeah, you're coming out. See, dude, I tell everybody I don't do weddings either. And when I get weddings, I just charge the crap out. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Unless it's like a personal friend and they're my people.
It depends on if we're serving, if we're not.
It's always buffet style with me. That's it.
Okay, so like since we have a food truck, a lot of people will want our food truck to come out. So that's the food truck just for staffing is $50 an hour. You get 2 people. That's just staffing, and then it depends on the plates that you want to get, how you want it served, and then it depends on what you're getting.
Like, let's say it's like a two protein and your sides. Let's call it. Give me mid-range, and we're talking protein? Large bulk.
We talking
brisket?
No brisket.
No brisket. Because brisket makes it go up a lot no matter what. So let's try to get an average.
Yeah.
Ballpark.
Yeah. If you're doing like so you do like pork and chicken, wedding ballpark per person, we're probably like 55 to 65 a person.
I charge
depending on.
I don't want to do it.
I think
we really are.
Markets,
I mean, the Bay Area is it's not that Chicago is cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but
it depends on where you are in Chicago, right? So if you're on North Shore, I could charge $110, $120, and it wouldn't even be like, they'd be like, okay.
I just hate weddings because there's so much more work involved in it. It's because it's far away.
Very much so.
So it gives them way more time to just sit there and analyze what they want, don't want, change their mind, whatever. And it's always this like huge.
So here's my trick. With weddings. We do the menu 30 days beforehand. We don't talk about menu or anything until 30 days before.
Cool. So you don't have like months to sit here and go back and forth on BS.
No. So you book me. You want the date? Cool. Give me money. put your deposit down. We'll talk about your
So how do
final
give them
stuff
a real
30
price?
days beforehand.
You know what I mean? It's like how do you give them like an accurate?
I give them a ballpark, and then if anything changes, 30 days beforehand.
Oh,
Guys,
I
it's
gotta
9
run.
o'clock, which means it's 10 o'clock in Kev's world. It's 3 in the afternoon in Steel Houses. But guys, we will be back here
As
next
always,
week.
love y'all.
guys, thank you. We will see you guys next week.
Cheers, my friends.
Bye.
Peace.